Hello students and welcome to Devi Moil Public School. Let's begin an online session of Standard 9th Science, and today in the lesson motion I am Mrs. Vandana Ghagre going to explain you how to describe the motion. So first we will see the mind map of the motion, means how many topics and which are the different types you are going to see in this lesson, that is describing motion, speed with the direction, rate of change of velocity, graphical representation of the motion through the distance time graph, then equation for position time relation and equation for position velocity, then graphical method of equation motion, equation for velocity time relation, velocity time graph, uniform circular motion and uniform and non-uniform motion. So all these things you are going to discuss, we are going to study in the lesson motion. So whenever we see anything which is moving, we can observe the objects and it is in the motion. Moving object means the object is in the motion. We all are often the objects, observe the objects like motor vehicles, aeroplanes, animals, birds, human beings and many different things. They have different types of motion. We also know that the different heavenly bodies like galaxies, stars, sun, planets, moons and all are in the motion. It is also known that our earth is moving around the sun. When we are sitting in one place, the blood in our body is flowing through the arteries and veins. That also moving. Also, air is flowing in and out of our lungs, and we thus realize that motion is the integral part of our life. When no motion is there, we can say that body is at rest. And when the moving body changes its place, we can say the body or object is in the motion. Now we often perceive an object to be in motion when its position changes with the time. Means if we observe any object and we will see the object doesn't change the position, we never say that it is in the motion. But as soon as we observe the same object changes its position after some time, then we can see and we can say that the object is in the motion. Phenomena of sunrise, sunset, changing of the season is due to the motion of the earth. But that motion of the earth we never directly perceive the motion of the earth. A moving object may appear to be moving to one person. It is not necessary that if a moving object is observed by all, but some of them observe that it is in motion and some might have seen that the object is the stationary, that is at the rest. For example, let us see the passenger in a moving bus. Now if you observe the passenger in the moving bus and you are standing on the roadside, we will see the bus is moving and along with the bus the passenger is also moving. For the passenger, the roadside tree, the passenger in the moving bus, the roadside tree appears to be moving backwards. Means the passenger in the bus thinks that the roadside tree is moving, but it is not actually. A person standing on the road, the roadside tree is stationary. So if you observe as a point of view the passenger in the moving bus, the roadside tree is moving, but in the same place, same time, if a person is standing on the road, then he can observe that the roadside tree is not moving. It is at rest. It is a stationary. So at a time, if one is observed, may appear that object to be moving, but at the same time it may be stationary for the some other person. Now if you think about the person standing on the road, perceives bus along with the passenger as moving. Now if we stand on the road and we are observing some bus which is moving, we will think that the bus is moving and along with the bus the passenger which is in the bus is also moving. But at the same time, if the person in the moving bus observe his fellow passenger, what he will predict? What he will say? He will say that person is at rest. So at the same time the person standing on the road think the passenger in the bus is moving, but at the same time with the same situation, a person who is in the bus think his fellow passenger or same, he also is at the rest, because they are sitting on the bus, not running in the bus. So as per their need, they are at the rest, but for us, we are on the outside on the road, we think the person is moving. So a moving object may appear to be moving to one person, but at the same time it may be stationary or rest for the other person. Now the object state of rest or motion depends very much on the observer and the surrounding chosen. Means it may be for someone the motion is in motion, and for the at the same time with the same situation for the other person the object may be at rest. Now there are different types of motion which already you have studied in the previous classes, but out of that most motions are the complex motion. Some may move in a straight line, some may take the circular path, some may rotate, some other may vibrate. Some situations may involve the combination of different motions. So here is a small example of rolling motion. The girl is cycling. If you think about the wheels of a vehicle, it is a rolling motion, circular motion. But if you think about the motion of the girl with the cycle, it is on a straight road, so it is a straight line motion. So maybe different situations, maybe different combinations of motions are involved. Now in this chapter motion, we first learn about the motion of the objects along a straight line, means it is called a linear motion, and for describing the position of the objects we need some reference point, and that reference point is known as the origin. So here in this session we are going to discuss about the distance and displacement. Are they same or different? And if different, what is the difference between them? So let's see. Now here if you observe a small scale which shows you the distance in kilometer. So here the reference point is O, means we will start a motion from the point O, moving along a straight line towards C, then B, and then A, and so on. So let's see how the position of an object on a straight line path and how we calculate the distance and the displacement. So here the reference point, that is when we start the journey, when the object starts the motion, it starts from some point and that point is known as the reference point. So here the point is O, that is also called the origin. And here ABC represents the position of the objects at different instant of time. After some time interval, it shows the different position of the objects. Now see here, if the object starts moving from O and then move back along the same path and reaches C through B, means if it starts the journey from O to A and then again move back from A to C, so it's now he is at the position, the object is at the position of C. The total path length covered by the object is O to A is 60 km. The scale is given in kilometer, so it is 60 km. And if you will see from A to C, the distance is, see here the 5 unit distance is equal to 5 km. So how many 5s are there? You can see 60 to 55, 55 to 50. Then 55 to 45, 45 to 40, 40 to 35, 35 to 30 and 30 to 25. So he returned back through B at C. The object is at C now. So from A to C the object traveled a distance of 35 km. So total distance traveled by the object is 95 km. So the distance covered by the object is 95 km. It is only numerical value, not the direction of the motion. So here in this case we had taken only the number, which is 95 km. We are not considering the direction of the motions. Why I am telling this? Because in the next you will going to study the scalar factor quantities and vector quantity, in which direction is also the must. So there are some quantities in the physics which are described by only numerical value, and some quantities are described by the numerical values plus directions. So the numerical value of physical quantity is its magnitude, and magnitude is nothing but the numerical value. So magnitude is not the some different word or something else. It is nothing but the numerical value. So here the distance, the magnitude of the distance is 95 km, which is the total distance covered by the object. Now see here from the above example. Now if we find the distance between the final position of the objects, which is at C, and the initial position O. Now the same case, if you we have calculated the total distance, which is 95 km. But if you think about the initial position and the position of the C object, present position of the objects, that is at C, and you think about the distance between O and C, it is 25 km. So this difference will give you the numerical value of the displacement of the objects from point O to C through A. So this is known as the displacement. So distance covered by the object is 95 km. But if you think about the initial point, original point, origin, reference point, and the object, that is which is at C now. So what is the difference between the initial point to the position, final position of the point, that is objects, which is at C? So difference is 0 to 25, means it is 25 km. So this distance is known as the displacement. So displacement means the shortest distance measured from the initial to the final position of an object. Now you understand the difference between distance and displacement. Again I am telling you, the distance is nothing but the total distance covered by the object while during the motion, when the object is in the motion, while the displacement is nothing but the difference between the initial position and the final position. So here the final position is at C, initial position is O. So the difference, total distance is 25 km. Now see the second example. Consider the motion of the objects from O to A. Now the object travels from the distance O to A. So distance covered 60 km. So the magnitude, that is numerical value, is 60 km distance. But as he is not written, he is there at A. So what is the difference between initial point and the position at present, that is at A? So here again the magnitude of displacement is 60 km. So here in this case, distance covered equals to magnitude of displacement and is equal to 60 km. Now see here the third example. Consider the motion of the objects from O to A and then back to B. See, again I am repeating, the motion of the objects from O to A and back again to B. So now the position of the object is at B. So if you think about the distance covered, that is O to A means 60 km and A to B means 25 km, that equals to 85 km. But at the same time, if you think about the displacement, and what is the displacement? Displacement is nothing but the difference between that is the distance between the initial position and the final position of the object. So here the final position of the object is at B. So the distance between O to B is 35 kilometer. So the magnitude of the displacement is 35 kilometer. So the distance and displacement are nothing but the different physical quantities. They are not the same. Here in this case, distance covered by the object is not equal to the magnitude of the displacement. Now again consider one more example. Consider the motion of the objects from O to A and back to O, means the motion of the objects from O to A and again from A to O. So the distance covered here to A means 60 kilometer and to O means 60 kilometer, that is total distance is 120 kilometer. And the magnitude of displacement, see here, the object is back at its initial point, that is present position is O and initial position is also the O. So what is the difference between that? The difference between that is 0. So in this case displacement is 0 but the distance covered by the object is 120 kilometer. So here again distance covered by the object is not equal to 0 but magnitude of displacement is 0. In this way you can calculate and understand the difference between distance and displacement. Now distance and displacement are the two different physical quantities. These two physical quantities are used to describe the overall motion of an object with reference to its initial position at a given point. So again I am telling you, distance is nothing but the total distance throughout the journey in the motion covered by the object, and displacement is nothing but the difference between the distance, that is difference between the initial position of the objects and the final position of the objects after the motion. So here is the small assignment for you. So today we have learnt about the motion and how to describe the motion. Hope you have understand all the points as I explain you all in details, and try to solve this homework, small assignment for you, and use your understanding of the difference between distance and displacement and the objects in the motions, and try to solve. Thank you. Have a nice day.